When someone tells you a man walks into a bar joke, do you always imagine the same bar? If so, what does it look like? Somewhere between a dive bar and a speakeasy. Low lighting, wood furniture, easy murmur in the air. Front door opens looking directly at a long wide bar full of old drunks, regulars, and the bartender idly wiping down the bar while shooting the breeze with a customer. Yep, that's the one for me too. Gotta find me one those IRL someday. Go to small town Pennsylvania. Lots of places like that. There's this charming place called Paddy's Pub. Always empty and the owners are up to some weird and crazy shit all the time. And there's a bird. Moe's Tavern from The Simpsons. I just realized that that's the bar that's been in my mind the whole time. Came here to post the same. I imagine we are two of many. A Wild West kind of bar. All with cowboy hats and all. Yep, literally the only one that pops into my head. Any generic Wild West bar with the swinging doors, and everybody glances up and then goes back to their business, which is really weird. Even when it comes to people pissing off the bar onto other people, and making bets for lots of money, and killing mobs through bludgeoning with a newer gun because they don't work. And lots of things. What's going on again? Lots of wood. The bar is always on the right as you walk through the door. For me, the bar is always straight ahead. Also wooden everything. Low lighting. Me too. My lighting is pretty dim but it's always fairly busy with people talking to each other. Mine is always on a slow day. Bartender just cleaning glasses and stuff when suddenly a pirate walks in with a steering wheel in his pants. Yeah, driving me nuts. Dingy, dark. The bar is to my left with weathered stools. An inebriated fellow is half slumped over. There is an old, curved screen TV in a corner blaring some sport. The bartender is wiping a glass. Oddly specific but literally same here. And he whips his towel around his shoulder. My mom used to watch that old show Cheers a lot when I was a kid. I always think of that bar. That old show Cheers. Sheesh. I sang karaoke at a bar around 5 years ago. I was singing mostly 90s stuff like Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana. A co-worker told me he really liked the classic songs I sang. I'd never heard Smashing Pumpkins described as classic music until then. To me classic rock is Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, etc. The old classic rock was just as new when Nirvana came out as Nirvana is now. Literally the Family Guy bar mixed with The Simpsons. Grew up with those TV shows. I see the Drunken Clam every time as well. The How I Met Your Mother bar. Puzzles is a place where people go to feel like they belong. Why is it called Puzzles? That's the puzzle. I think of a cast iron bar at about neck height. I think if it is just below knee height. Source, I have a ton of shin bruises. Great question. I just realized that I don't picture anything if you tell me a man walks into a bar. However, I do picture a bar if you say a priest, a rabbi, and horse walk into a bar or whatever those jokes are. It's brown. Bar on the right, booths to left. 3 stools at the bar. Weird. Same here. If it isn't specific enough, my brain seems to process it as an abstract entity. Looks like one of those bagasse steel crossbeams you see in the old photos of construction workers having lunch over the skyline. 2 guys walked into a bar. The third one ducked. A drunk walked into a bar. He broke his nose. Paddy's Pub. Paddy's Irish Pub. Paddy's Irish Catholic Pub. Where's our goddamn Bible? Always pictured the same bar. Mozilla Cantina from Star Wars. A Wookiee walks into a bar. Hey, we don't serve their kind here. A classic small German bar. Dark wooden walls. Milky window glasses. Music at the background. A pool table. And always the same people. The bar from the first Lego movie. Steel. Horizontal. Approximately head height. I don't know why, but I always picture animals at the end of the bar, waiting for their lines. I always imagine a saloon from some old western film I can't remember. Dark wood bar, bartender with a beard, those double door entrances, pool table in the back, and stools and tables everywhere. Wow, what a great question. So interesting to see everyone's answers. My bar is a little dingy, plain in a way, but clean, dark, shiny wood everywhere. I'm always viewing the scenario from behind the bar. Bartender to my right, door with stained glass window directly in front of me, which is where the man walks in. Kind of rundown. 7 bar stools, 6 booths, flickering lights. Beer is basically just hot dog water mixed with alcohol. Wallpaper peeling, creaky hardwood floor. Lights are hanging from the ceiling by no more than the wires they're connected to the power with. Yes, it's always the pub from Hot Fuzz. Even before I knew what that pub looked like, I imagined it exactly the same. I have no idea, but every single time, I imagine a Burger King. The counter where you order the food is the bar, and no, for whatever reason there's still no stools even as I imagine it. I have imagined a man with a pig under his arm, a man with a duck on his head, a rabbi, 2 priests, a horse, a piece of rope, and an Indian all walk into this same Burger King that actually exists in Fairborn, Ohio. I don't even eat Burger King. Am I the only one who pictures different bars as the context of the joke evolves? I imagine a horizontal metal pipe at 4 head height that the man walks into, and then I just listen to the rest of the joke without imagining a bar. I can't think of an actual drinking establishment I associate with the joke, and I never realized that until today, and it's kind of weird. Yay, but all I see is just brown stools and bar, that's it, everything else is black around it. This is what I see, but my perspective is from the bartender's point of view. I just realized I never picture the inside of the bar, only the outside. It's brick, no windows, a very plain wooden door, and there's a dim lamp post outside. I have never seen a bar like this. Yes, actually, and it reminds me of a Steak and Shake. I always imagine someone in a suit of armor walking into a low-hanging pull-up bar in a very dim-lit room with wooden wall panels. Don't ask, don't know. Honestly, kinda shaped like the Krusty Krab but without as many windows and signs. It's like an old western saloon with huge vaulted ceilings and a lot of space, you know, so horses and cows and dinosaurs and pretty much anything can just walk right in, no problem. Oh god, it's the ground round my dad used to take me to when I was a child. I never realized it until now, but that was the first bar I ever went to, even though at the time I just ordered chicken fingers and soda. Small western style saloon, rocker doors. It's probably 35 feet wide and 20 feet deep before going into the back offices. There are 2 big windows on each side of the door. It's sunny outside still. The 4 guys are day drinkers and it's a Tuesday. There's 5 round tables with chairs around them and a wooden bar with stools to pull up to. The bartender is cleaning mugs, standing behind the counter. He wears a white frilled shirt, has balding with round glasses. There are 2 structural columns in the middle of the saloon with an iron rod in between them. The men usually walk into that bar until I continue reading the joke. Double laughs. A moderately full 1990s era bar off a major city street. Not crowded, but several of the stools occupied and most of the booths and tables full. Tables are the little round 2-person ones. Booths run around the entire wall starting from the right of the door. Bar is across from the door, facing it, starting from the back left corner and running along most of that wall. Not fancy but not an outright dive. Just a normal middle class bar. Polished dark reddish wood with grains of salt and gouges on it. Dark blue carpets. Hanging lamps in green glass shades. Couple of pool tables in the area rimmed by the booths. The important thing is that it's not empty, which makes me too depressed for the context of the joke. Nor is it so crowded I can't imagine the conversation going on in the joke being audible or the bartender having time for it at all. I've never consciously thought about this before, but that's exactly what I'm picturing during every one of these jokes. Great question. I always see the bar that Fire's dad goes to hire Puss in Boots to kill Shrek in Shrek 2, and this post made me realize that and I really hate it. The place in Star Wars where people debate whether Han Solo should first edit on mobile. Thanks autocorrect. I like this sentence better though, so I'm keeping it. I like to think of my bartender as singing lead vocals Fallen at Skynet and I'm in the front row and I'm hammered. It's just Mike and Schmidt's bar from New Girl except a horse with a long face is bartending. I always imagine a higher class bar like those you see in the movies for some reason. Everybody in suits except the guy actually walking into the bar. He wears a Hawaiian shirt and beige cargo shorts and sandals. For me, bartender is an old, white-haired Boston guy. I live in Austin, Texas. You walk in, and the bar is about 20 yards to the north. It's a long straight bar with a turn around the right-hand corner, which is where you have to go to get to the extremely creepy unisex restroom. There's smoke everywhere. As you walk in, There are cocktail tables to the right reaching up to the bar that are completely empty, except one sketchy couple. The bar is pretty much empty as well. There's a pool table to the left that is basically broken. I think there might be a shuffleboard table too. Can't tell. I Walk the Line by Johnny Cash is playing on the Duke. Best part of this whole scenario. It's sad actually. As many times as I've been to great bars that were full of great looking people and no smoke, this is what I picture. Old West style of bar with the swinging doors, and a random, out of place metal bar, essentially stripper pole placed smack dab in the middle. I think it depends on who is in the joke. It's kinda old western saloon style if there's a rabbi or a horse. The New York style bar that's in Seinfeld is what I picture a lot of other times. Every once in a while I picture the cantina from Star Wars. It kind of looks like the bar the man walked into. I guess it's the bar that resembles the one my dad would bring me to as a kid and make me sit in the corner while he gets drunk before he goes home without me because he forgot I was there. You have been visited by the smart studying doggo. You'll be blessed with good grades only if you subscribe to Comment Awards and like the video. PG! On top, food chain, won't stop, new game, hot box that blue haze, one lock, 2 chains, no bras, 2 babes, mic drop, new stage, lights in my rear view, 5 cops, food race, faster than a Tesla, they say I'm exhausted, looking for success, like I'm crazy and lost it, higher than a jet, guess my weed is a rocket, the comments that my vids get are wild.